The groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin, but it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government.
There you go. While we were all distracted with the Epstein list and all the drama between Mr. Golden Dawn and Chip in the Brain and wars and rumors of wars, we can see that the Mark of the Beast Infrastructure Act has been passed. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I say Mark of the Beast Infrastructure Act? I meant the Genius Act. As we can see right here, House passes Stablecoin Genius Act. Short little summary right here is the House approved legislation to regulate stablecoins Thursday and later approved 2 other crypto bills. Well, now for those wondering, what does this mean? Well, it shows that we are one step closer to the Great Tribulation with the Mark of the Beast and a complete surveillance enslavement state. So we can see right here from this article, the Senate just passed the Genius Act, CBDCs in sheep's clothing. Now I will go ahead and read some of this article for you guys right here. So on June 18th, while the country was distracted with headlines about Mr. Golden Dawn and Iran, the U.S. Senate quietly advanced the Genius Act, a bill designed to, quote, legitimize, unquote, stablecoins. But in reality, it paves the way for a permissioned, surveilled, and tightly controlled digital currency regime. Now, apparently, according to this author, they predicted this back in their own piece titled The Great CBDC Bait and Switch. We warned the stablecoins would be used as a Trojan horse to usher in the exact same kind of financial surveillance grid promised by central bank digital currencies, which is CBDCs. My goodness, who could have saw this coming? I don't know. Now let's continue with this article. Framed as a regulatory win for innovation, the Genius Act, or what I like to call it, the Mark of the Beast Act, does far more than set rules. It effectively mandates that all legal stablecoins will fully be backed, regularly audited, and integrated into the surveillance machinery of the U.S. state. Wow, how lovely! Only permitted payment stablecoin issuers may operate, and those issuers must comply with extensive oversight under the Bank Secretary Act, including KYC, AML, and sanctions enforcement. In other words, no privacy, no independence, and no dissent. Well, of course, what did these crypto bros think the government was going to do once they got their hands into cryptocurrency? Well, let's continue. The act even instructs the Treasury Department to evaluate new financial surveillance tech, including, oh, look at that, AI-powered monitoring systems and blockchain analysis tools. These technologies, we're told, will help, quote, assess privacy risks, as if privacy itself is the threat. And as he continues to say, let's be honest about what really is going on, a nationalized control grid disguised as modernization. Well, yeah, this is the beast system. Now, the old CBDC fear, it just got a fresh coat of paint and a bipartisan smile. Republicans and Democrats alike are pushing the Genius Act. I wonder why. Pretending it's a win for decentralization. But these stablecoins aren't free market crypto. They're government approved, no duh, heavily surveilled and programmable currencies that can be frozen, tracked, and weaponized at any moment. Now, I'm sure in the future there will be a mark that you must take to be able to use this stablecoin, or you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade without that mark. Hey, what do I know? Now it's happening. The same regime that dropped the CTR threshold to $200 in border towns, surveilling people for withdrawing petty cash, will absolutely leverage these new rules to micro-track every digital transaction. Don't say. We'll add that to the list of Orwellian end times measures that this regime has implemented, as we saw the passing of the Big Brother bill, the Big Beautiful bill on July 4th, which was just a big bill building a big police state. Say that 10 times fast. Where that mega bill expanded the biometric surveillance state. Now, let's be honest, guys. This should not be a surprise to anybody who has been paying attention that this right here is the end goal. Now, this being said, it is just another box being checked to the long list of Bible prophecy that we are witnessing unfold right in front of our eyes. We are witnessing the buildup for the beast system, for the end times deception, the end times system, the infrastructure, the AI Antichrist beast system, building all around us right in front of our eyes. So,
Shalom, welcome to another video. And as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rachash. And next, double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of what people hear or what they forbear. So this is going to be a reaction to the clip that I put in the introduction to this video, which is pretty much just an update, all right, on the Mark of the Beast system that is being set up, all right before our very eyes. And essentially, I want to go into how, that time is coming where people are not going to be able to mock and scoff at it any longer. All right, it is becoming increasingly apparent, all right, what the Mark of the Beast is. All right, so that time is coming once again when we're not be able to mock or scoff anymore. All right, and the true men of the Lord are going to be revealed, because we've been speaking on this, starting off with the head apostles / elder bishops of the great Millstone for decades. All right, so with that being said, that's what we're going to talk about. And Yahweh Rachazah, meaning the Heavenly Father's will, is edifying to the elect. So I'm going to start off here in Ezekiel chapter 33. All right, in verse 30, I'm going to read this in the New Living Translation. It says, "Son of man, your people talk about you in their houses and whisper about you at their doors. They say to each other, 'Come on, let's go and hear the prophet tell us what the Lord is saying.' So my people come pretending to be sincere and sit before you. They listen to your words, but they have no intention of doing what you say." Okay, and what do we tell you to do? We tell you to subscribe to the 100% truth according to the Bible. Okay, to pretty much follow in the path that has been set, all right, by the apostles and elder bishops of the great Millstone. All right, getting everything in order, getting your house in order. Okay, so it says, they listen to your words, but they have no intention of doing what you say. Their mouths are full of lustful words, and their hearts seek only after money. All right, that's the main thing on their mind. Okay, and you see that in their fruits. All right, 501c3 charter, the tax exemption status, okay, so that they can not have to pay taxes on tithes. All right, selling merch, okay, when the Lord said not to make merchandise of the truth. All right, many different things that they do, okay, show you that they're serving their own bellies. All right, it says, "You are very entertaining to them, like someone who sings love songs with a beautiful voice or plays fine music or an instrument. They hear what you say, but they don't act on it." So a lot of people, they also see these videos as entertainment, and it's not entertainment. While it is entertaining, it's not about that. It's about learning. Okay, it's about clothing yourself with truth, because as the scriptures say, Psalms 91:3, his truth and shield shall be his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Okay, so literally, all right, the more knowledge, wisdom, understanding you have, the more stable you're going to be in the times that we're coming into. All right, and we don't get paid to teach you this stuff. We do it because we 110% believe that it's the truth. All right, and that's what the Lord told us to do. He said, "If you love me, feed my sheep." Okay, but they hear it, but they don't act on it. To them, like I said, it's just entertainment. All right, but we're coming into a time where these things that we've been speaking of are going to start coming to pass rapidly, and you're going to recognize that it wasn't just entertainment, that we actually are the men of the Lord. Yahweh Rachazah be part of that number. Verse 33, it says, "But when all these terrible things shall happen to them, as they certainly will, all the things we prophesy of, then they will know that a prophet has been among them." Okay, but they're not going to listen. All right, and they'll find out in that day that a prophet has been among them. Okay, when the judgments come forth. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, "Also I heard the voice of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, saying, 'Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?' Then said I, Here am I, send me." Okay, so that's it. When we got that calling, we answered that call. All right, and then we moved accordingly. Okay, and he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see you indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed." All right, so like I said, it's becoming increasingly apparent what the mark of the beast actually is, but yet you're still going to have people mocking and scoffing. This is the reason why, okay, because the Lord has blinded them. It says, "Then said I, Lord, how long?" And he answered, "Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the house is without man, and the land be utterly desolate. All right, so they're going to be blinded all the way until the destruction comes, and they have no choice but to face it. All right, and ultimately this is the reason why. Okay, and also to back that, this is Romans 11:7. Oh, it didn't come up for some reason. Let's try it again. Okay, must be a glitch on the site. That's all right. Okay, Romans 11:7. It tells you, it says, What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Okay, pursuant to that Isaiah the 6th chapter. Okay, the angels are blocking their understanding. All right, let's get Isaiah chapter 29. Okay, it's the will of the Heavenly Father. He's poured upon the spirit of deep sleep. All right, this is Isaiah 29:10. It says, For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. And the vision is all become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Okay, so the understanding is sealed, which is the reason why they stumble at it. You got guys that keep changing up the mark of the beast. Every couple of years is a different mark of the beast breakdown. Okay, first it was an embargo. All right, and it's sin in all of its forms. Okay, some camps tell you that it's sleeping with a white woman. All right, and now, because it's becoming increasingly apparent, they're starting, particularly the IUIC is who I'm mentioning. Okay, now they're starting to say that it may have something to do with an RFID microchip, which is what we've been saying that it was for decades. And what did they say? Ain't no chip. Okay, I should clip that and put that in this video, but I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Actually, matter of fact, I might be able to find it. Anyways, we've done many videos on it, okay? But once again, this is the reason why. Because the spirit of deep sleep has been poured upon them, so they can't get it, man. All right? Okay, they coming in the name of an idol, too. The Lord is not going to give his secrets to idol worshipers. All right, this is Habakkuk 2:1. Okay, for us, though, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right, it says, And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, so literally, all right, Yahweh Basham Yahshua, we wait at our watchtower, okay, meaning that we see what's going on in the world. Okay, we line it up with biblical prophecy. We see what the Lord is saying through the prophets, through the prophecies. All right, and then once we get the vision and we understand the vision, we make it plain upon tables. We put it in layman's terms, okay, simple English, so that those who can't understand prophecy are able to understand it, that they may run that readeth it. Once again, we're not just telling it to you so you say, okay, it's not entertainment. We're telling it to you so that you can move accordingly, okay, so that you can start taking action. Okay, if you're a man, you're supposed to be out there in the highways and byways teaching the word and living an example, keeping the commandments, staying occupied in prophecy. If you're a woman, you're supposed to be a support system to your husband. All right, that's in the truth. Okay, or if you don't have a husband that's in the truth, all right, you can still do things to aid in the ministry. All right, making garments. Okay, making garments, making jewelry for brothers. All right, studying yourself. Okay. And staying occupied in prophecy, building yourself up in the spirit. These are the things that we're supposed to be doing. All right. Just briefly quoting them. These are the things that we're supposed to be doing as men and women, all right, of the church. Okay. But once again, it starts off with the prophets giving the message. Okay. And then you have to act on that message. Okay. You got and pray for the Lord to put the right spirit on you to do what's pleasing unto him. All right. Verse 3, it says, For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So the vision is what? The vision is the understanding of what's getting ready to happen according to the prophecies. Okay, and like I said, we've been saying that it's the chip, and that the M0TB, all right, is something to do with digital currency. Okay, they're going to get rid of cash. We've been saying these things. And like I said, now it is becoming increasingly more apparent. That's exactly what it is. So the vision is speaking, all right? And when it fully gets implemented, everyone's going to know that we were telling the truth the whole time and that we are the men of the Lord, and they're going to feel stupid. Okay, they're going to feel stupid. All right. Okay, and a lot of people are mocking and scoffing. Okay, once again, saying that's not going to happen. All right, well, let's get this right quick and we'll close it out. Ezekiel chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 21. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is this proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying that days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Okay, you got a lot of scoffers, not just with the mark of the beast, but many other prophecies, saying that these things ain't going to happen, ain't going to be no World War III, ain't going to be no Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is gay. All right, that's what ISUPK said. Okay, well, we're going to find out. It says, Tell them therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall no more any vain vision or flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, and these are, pertaining to prophecies that happened in times past, but also in the times that we're coming in now. All right. It says again, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesied at the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith Yahweh. And we hear now, all right, the M0TB infrastructure is being implemented right before our very eyes, and it's only a matter of time before they make it mandatory, as we've been saying for decades. Never changed it up. It's always been the same. Okay, so that's pretty much it. All right, that time is coming. That time is coming. So prepare your heart, prepare your mind, prepare your spirit. All right, strengthen yourselves in this truth, because if not, you're probably going to fold and you're going to take it. Okay, let me get it right quick. All right, we'll come right back. We'll close it out with this. Okay, Revelation 3:10 in the King James Version. All right, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, meaning what? Once again, you clothe yourself in this truth. All right, you stayed occupied in prophecy. All right, everybody else was playing around, gimmicks. Okay, burgers and fringes, partying. Okay, you were focused on this truth, building yourself up in the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that is able to make you wise unto salvation. It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that hour of temptation is going to be the implementation of the mark of the beast. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. Like I said, we here now. All right, Heavenly Father's will was edifying. And as always, I'm going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachwadash. And until next time, Shabbat Shalom.